Morning, September 17th of 2023, and this morning, Phil and I, this is Sunday, what we're doing for Sunday morning entertainment is we're down here at the last purchase here, which is the ex-military D4, and what we're going to do, try to get done today is I just want to drain all the oil compartments, like the crankcase, transmission, final drives. Not to necessarily drain the oil, but my experience tells me that there's going to be water in those three compartments, so before winter I want to get the water out of those compartments for sure. The oil can stay there. Just want to get the water out before I move it again and spot it for the winter. On top of that, I got the little Farmall Cub. I got to drain the transmission and the final drives in it. See how much water is available in there. And earlier this spring I brought home my D2, which is all totally seized up, and I haven't drained the water out of it either. So I want to take care of those three machines here, just getting rid of the water. So let's get right on it. Okay, we're underneath the D4 underneath the belly pan. In the middle, about this area here, there's a bung, square-headed, so I use this socket and this tool, put that together, and I'll turn that bung out of there, and we'll see what we got for water coming out. Well, it's coming out. So far, no water. Oh, well, we got a little bit of water happening now. Yeah. There, we got the water out of there, and now we're getting oil. We did the other day, because this machine is missing a dipstick. We did take a dipstick off one of the other machines and dip it. There was absolutely nothing showing on the dipstick. But here I probably got a gallon of water out, and it's gone to oil. So there's a lot of water involved here. Say, we're going to move up ahead here to the radiator bung just to confirm that it's been drained. Okay, I moved up here to the radiator drain. This is a little bit different drain than what I've experienced. This has just a straight bung up here, like the oil pan, but just undo it. Normally it's a valve sort of a thing. It undoes and then it drains out the side, but this is going to be a straight drop out of the bung. So we'll see what we got in here. Is that screwdriver there, Phil? Okay, I had to find a screwdriver or something to poke up in here. There's so much sludge and stuff. It's dripping fresh water, but there seems to be some schmoo in there, but well, as far as I can, it's solid up in there, so there's no water in the radiator. Just a couple of drips, so that's good. That'll be good for winter. Okay, we've moved back to the final drives here. These bungs come out of there with a 3/4 inch drive socket. And I think that's loose enough. We'll see if we can we'll see how much water is in here. Hopefully at least there's something in here. Well, solid oil, so that's good. We'll just tighten that back up. So that's the one side. See if I can move this camera over without putting oil all over it. Well, there's a little bit of water in there. Well, you can see that it's dripping out right here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's running out here.
Quite a bit of water. Looks like it's going to be, well, here's got some oil coming. There, pretty much oil. So we'll tighten her up there. So lots of water on this side. I'm not going to tighten up either of these bungs either, because later on when I start working on this, I'm just going to drain all this oil out of here as well. But for now, over the winter, we'll just leave whatever oil's in there, as long as the water's out. Now we'll get ready. We'll check into this transmission here, which is going to be a mess. All right, we're gonna get the bung out of this transmission. I can't move the drawbar out of the road because of the Laterno addition there. The drawbar is semi-permanent in this position, so I'm probably going to have one heck of a mess here. I might just get it out so as it starts dripping water and let it drip out. It doesn't look like there's any water here. Oh yeah, here we come. Quite a bit of water. Oh, but then there's the oil. Mostly oil there. I can just tell I'm going to fiddle with this until I drop the bung. And this is probably going to be a little harder to do because I'll need a socket on that. Probably the crescent wrench won't work. No, we got it. But in future, I should use a crescent on this particular drain. It's just stuck through this drain, the tin on the guard tin. I'm going to go get my coffee can drain bucket. Hopefully most of this will go into the coffee can. And a little bit of water come out, but we need to get a screwdriver to go and poke it, or a stick. We'll try a stick, see if that goes up in there. Pretty gooey substance. Oozing. Draining slowly down that engine guard and into my little bucket. There, it's finally used out and it's draining fairly nice, but it's all black oil. Anyway, we're just left with a bunch of sloppy, grimy, sticky stuff there, but all the water is drained out. That was my main concern, getting that water out. It's pretty tight working around this little D2 pony motor to drain the oil, but here's what I come up with. I got a Ziploc bag. It's the only container I got that's going to fit underneath there between the tracks and the end of that spout. I'm just going to drain it into a Ziploc bag. Try that out. Never been done before. We'll see if this is actually going to drain or it's plugged up. It's probably plugged up. We'll have to poke it with a screwdriver or something. And it's got water in it, I can see right away. All water. A little bit of oil. And that's it. So we'll get that started back in there. I don't know if that's the right plug. It kind of looks like just a regular bolt rammed in there is why it's so hard. Okay, bolt's in there, or the plug. Now we'll just see if we can get that out without tearing it. Look at that. First time ever done. As we can see, it's mostly water. Okay, we've moved over to the Cub here now, and I'm gonna drain the transmission and what you would call the rear end, I guess. We got the bung loosened off, and we'll see if there's any water gonna come out of this here. Well, of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Right in my face. Almost all water. There's a little oil here. Might as well just let it drain out. Drain the water right out of it. Or the oil right out of it. Looks like it hasn't been changed since 1949. So we'll let that drain, and I'll start working on these covers on these final drives here. There's 10 bolts to pull out of here. I don't see a drain plug to them at all, and I'm just going to guess that there's oil in them. Maybe just grease. Not sure at this point. Working on the last one here. Hopefully this is not going to fall down and spill all over. And we'll see what happens though. Well, the gear's not rusty. That's a good point. Well, it broke my gasket. But it's got some oil here. Oh yeah, pretty dark. No water in it. Good sign. So that's the one side. I'm gonna guess that these gears are all right. Okay, today we're dealing with separating that oil with water, and I'll explain what I've got. Little procedure there to separate the water out of the oil and recover the oil. I'll burn it off in the winter sometime over starting fires and stuff like that, but get rid of the water. Easier way to do it, I guess. Let's put it in a pail and let it freeze and drain the oil off, but I'm going to separate it here while I can. And I just pour it in through the open, I got the head off, I just pour it in there, and it's a nice little oil pan in there. It goes down to a real narrow point at the bottom, so the water just pools up in the bottom. Drain the water off, recover the oil, and store it in the pail and pour some more in. Do it the next day. Drain it off slowly. There's the oil level. You can see it's gone down about an inch or so since I started draining the water, but we're going to get rid of that oil and pour some other stuff in there. Whenever I or we as collectors and restorers do take on these projects, all these old tractors, all the cavities and oil compartments, etc., do hold a lot of oil. There's a lot of volume of oil in these old machines, and to avoid an environmental catastrophe, they got to be drained and water separated due to condensation. There's usually more water involved than there is oil, so you got to separate the water out of the oil and just dispose of the oil properly. I burn it off during the winter as oil heat, but this oil is generally pretty much garbage. It's contaminated, and the water I filter out and try to clean it up as best I can and filter it through sawdust, etc., and then burn that sawdust off. Try to clean up the water as best as possible. But anyway, it's another thing about collecting old machines. It's pretty dirty, but it's got to be done. You just can't spill the stuff on the ground. It's very toxic or whatever. So that's all I got for today. So we'll let you go, and we will catch up to you on the next one.